And now we're moving from Amman to Pretoria. South Africa is fighting hard to contain the virus, and COVID-19, unfortunately, has arrived in almost every country of the African continent. From my last visit to Addis and the African Union, I know how crucial your leadership will be to overcome this crisis. And I'm delighted now to give the floor to the President of South Africa and Chairperson of the African Union, Cyril Ramaphosa. Please, Cyril, it is your turn.
A pleasure, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, to have this opportunity. On behalf of the African Union, I convey my appreciation to the EU and indeed to Global Preparedness Monitoring Board for convening this pledging conference in response to COVID-19. This is a health emergency of truly global proportions, and I think everyone agrees to that. Yet developing countries are particularly vulnerable to its impact. We require coordinated as well as consistent international action so that all countries are sufficiently capacitated to be able to deal with this pandemic. We call on all countries to make tangible commitments to bolster the global effort, but in particular to support countries that currently are bearing the brunt of poverty, of weak health systems. And Africa itself has responded to this pandemic with urgency and purpose. The African Union has established a COVID response fund to direct resources towards the continent's response. And to date, Africa itself has been able to raise $61 million from member states, the money that will be committed to helping to fight the pandemic. And as a continent, African countries are supporting each other through regional coronavirus task forces to oversee screening, testing, detection, and diagnosis. Now, South Africa is also making significant investments in science and innovation to fight COVID-19 pandemic. We pledge the capacities and facilities of South Africa's institutes to support the global effort. And in addition to the investments that we've made to these and other research initiatives, South Africa is committing an amount of $1.3 million or 1.2 million euros to this historic pledging conference. We believe that this is a major effort, and with the meager resources that we have, we are prepared to also join in. Now more than ever, the world needs solidarity, and more solidarity. The world also needs cooperation to mobilize and guide investments and to drive delivery towards equitable access to new COVID diagnostics, therapeutics, and vaccines. And I strongly believe that working together, we shall overcome this pandemic. And Ursula, thank you very much for affording us this opportunity, and may it all go well. Thank you very much for your initiative.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Cyril, for joining us today in this endeavour.